Right now, you're staring at the night sky. You see billions of stars. Absolute silence. Scientists have been listening for decades. They haven't found a single signal. So here's a question nobody wants to answer. Why is the universe so quiet? Not because aliens don't exist, but because they're hiding. This idea changes how we see our place in space. It changes why we broadcast our location and why some experts think we should stop. But first, is this just science fiction? It's actually a serious astrobiological hypothesis. For 70 years, researchers asked the Fermi Paradox. If life is common, where is everybody? We assumed they were too far, or too short-lived, or just not listening. That assumption might be dangerously optimistic. In 2008, author Liu Cixin formalized the idea. He called it the dark forest theory, not as fantasy, as game theory. He argued the universe follows two simple rules. Survival is the primary need of every civilization, and civilizations constantly expand. Add one more factor, the chain of suspicion. You never know if another species is peaceful, but you know they could destroy you. So the safest move is silence. The smartest move is to stay hidden. And if you hear a signal from someone else, you don't answer. You eliminate them before they eliminate you. This sounds extreme. It's actually logical. Astrobiologist David Brin has warned about METI, messaging extraterrestrial intelligence without global consent. He argues broadcasting our coordinates is reckless. Stephen Hawking said the same. Advanced civilizations would view us like bacteria, and you don't negotiate with germs. You remove them. So why haven't we heard anything? Because everyone is playing the same game. Every world that survived learned to go quiet. Every world that shouted got erased. The cosmic background isn't just radiation. It's a graveyard of radio signals, buried under silence. Think about this. You cannot trust a stranger in a dark room, not because they're evil, because you don't know their intentions. And in space, intentions take light years to verify. By the time you know, it's too late. Game theorists call this the security dilemma. Two sides arm themselves out of fear. Both end up more vulnerable. The dark forest applies this to galaxies. Survival demands paranoia. Paranoia demands silence. And silence looks like an empty universe. But there's one more layer. It's the one that changes everything. It's not just about aliens. It's about us. We've been transmitting radio waves for a century. Television, radar, satellite pings, we're broadcasting our location into the void. Like shouting in a forest full of hunters. Astronomer Jill Tarter led SETI for decades. She argues listening is safer than calling. Her team never sent a message. They only waited. Because curiosity isn't worth extinction. We assume contact means progress, but contact might mean competition. And in a universe with limited resources, competition ends in erasure. So here's where we've ended up. 100 years of radio leakage. Thousands of light years traveled. 0 replies received. Maybe nobody's out there. Or maybe everyone's out there. And they're holding their breath. Some of those signals become warnings. Some become lessons. Some become the reason we stay quiet. Some become you, scrolling through feeds at midnight, broadcasting your life to strangers. Here's the part nobody talks about. Modern sociology has a term for what happens when everyone stays silent. They call it the spiral of silence. When fear outweighs connection, the group stops speaking. The network goes dark. The default mode isn't loneliness. It's survival. We spent 10,000 years learning to build fires. Then we invented the internet, and we've been lighting it up ever since. But every time you choose to stay offline, every time you let the quiet sit, you're doing the same thing a civilization does. The same thing that learned to hide. The same thing that looked at the stars and stayed quiet. The dark forest doesn't prove aliens exist. It proves silence has value, and it might be keeping us alive if we learn to listen.